you think no one
Welcome
in
in. We
Hey.
are live. Hello, friends. We are so excited to talk about the 7 Moons of Maali Almeida and Murdered Soul Suspect. We are just kind of like chatting as people come in. So, and we were found in the current moment chatting about curly hair.
We were, which both Liv and I have. Although, as I found out, that is not the experience of curly hair is different. It is gendered in a way that I was not aware of.
Yeah. Yeah.
So many things are gendered in ways I'm not aware of, in fairness.
And the labor that you have to put in, as well as just, yeah, it is.
Oh, now it's a labor thing too. Oh God, I'm way behind.
It is a long amount of time that you have to spend to wash and curly stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, it makes sense. Even when I had shoulder length curly hair, it was like not quite as long as yours. Yours is longer than mine was, but probably like by 6 inches is like up to your collar. Is that about 6 inches of length? I don't know, whatever that is. That's kind of how long my hair was. It was long. I didn't cut it for 3 years, but I did wash it whenever I showered. Which as a teen was not every day because that was like
stinky.
I was not stinky. I smelled wonderful. That was the problem. I was preternaturally delightful.
Yeah. That's what everyone was saying too.
They were saying that. Yeah, that's right. That's what I was known as.
What should our question be for people coming in? What is your favorite ghost detective? What is your favorite?
Yeah, what's your favorite ghost detective? What ghost detective do you want to experience next? My answer for that is Ghost Trick.
What detective would be better as a ghost?
Ooh, great question. I wonder who would be better as a ghost. See,
Poirot.
Like, I don't. Poirot is so. That one. Poirot is so embodied. I feel. He's got the mustache, especially the David Suchet. He's always working on the mustache. He's he's having his Tissan. I feel like that's a big part of him. I don't know if him being ghostly would help him.
Maybe Scooby-Doo, like it could. It might be a little bit too much for him, but
it would clear up some of the distractions. Like if Scooby-Doo was not scared of ghosts because he was a ghost, then he could focus on the mystery, which I feel like being scared of ghosts is really a lot of what hampers the Mystery Machine crew. They kind of, well, especially Scooby and Shaggy, they get scared of the ghosts, and then especially in the old ones when it's not ghosts, it's like, well, we could have solved this mystery a lot faster if you two weren't freaking out about ghosts all the time.
If you were going to pair something else with the things we're talking about today, which is 7 Moons of Maali Almeida, as well as Murdered Soul Suspect.
I don't have that to hold up.
It is so surprising to like really see the same cover for the UK and the US version.
I know, it's pretty cool.
A book that was originally published in the UK.
I mean, it's a fantastic cover. I have to say that much. I do feel like, I feel like when books are originally published, maybe this is just, I could be totally wrong, and please let me know if I am, but I feel like when books are published in the UK first, you do end up with the same cover happening more often. Like it's like more likely if it's a UK press, they'll save the same cover for the American imprint as opposed to vice versa. But I could be wrong, or that could be outdated from when I was reading more consistently new stuff in grad school.
Yeah, I haven't really thought about it so much until moving here and really seeing the UK covers more, and whenever like the US covers, I guess like what usually appears more online.
Yeah,
there's definitely different conventions in how books are cover design is done, and like Australian specific covers are like very noticeable to me. They will just have all of the text be equal weight over the book. I don't think I have any on hand, but it would be like if the title was like this big and then like all the blurbs were like the same length, like
that's interesting.
It's not the most attractive design, but
I feel like my favorite time of design, and some books still do this, but I feel like especially in the 2010s, like in the early 2010s, a lot of books did the thing where, and the one I always think of is 2666 Bolaños 2666, where like it's just like a whole painting and they make the whole cover that like it's like a zoomed in part and it's just like it wraps around. I always like that. I like a big image. I've always loved a big image, which is why I like this book cover a lot. Like it wraps around. It doesn't go to the back, but it's on the spine. It's really quite beautiful.
For some reason, the comments aren't showing up in StreamYard for me today.
I'm not seeing them either.
I see them like hello ampersand. I can't like show them on the screen because they're not coming through today.
If I open your YouTube, will I see them? Yeah, right.
Yeah, I see them on my YouTube, just not in the StreamYard, so I can't really like make them.
Oops.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to see the comments. Hi, Ampers, how are you? Let's see.
Poirot is too much of a jovial lover of live to work as a ghost. Okay, well, but maybe the duality. That's the duality of things.
Also, he gets really dour towards the end, like in those moments where he's like Orient Express on. When he starts getting really upset with humanity, I feel like that's a little bit. He doesn't have as much joie de vivre for then, so he might make a great ghost then.
Do you think that in the scheme of things, so really like both of the protagonists of these works are detectives in some way, but neither of them is really a detective in the way of like Poirot or something like that. It's like a cop and a guy who is just like having to figure it out.
Molly's closer to someone like Poirot, I would think. Like I'm interested in what the audience thinks, but Poirot, Empress says Poirot can be depressed and dead. I guess he can. It's true. You know what? I have an answer actually. Before I go into that, the answer is if Inspector Morse could be a ghost, that would be great because he dies canonically at the end of his show, and I feel like he would be a great ghost because he's a real curmudgeon, and he'd bring that into the afterlife in a real positive way. But yeah, I think the interesting thing about the detectives in this, like Maali is almost like a Poirot in that like he's kind of taking things in and observing and then drawing conclusions, but he's too kind of like personally invested. Like one of the benefits of an Agatha Christie detective is that they basically don't have a lot of interiority. They're solving the problems because they love solving problems. If anything, that should have been what our friend in Murdered Soul Suspect was like, but that Ronan was like, but I don't know what he really didn't solve anything. He just found stuff in front of him.
No, he was. I was trying to find like a screenshot of just like how ridiculous some of the things. Like this is a really good one.
I really love how little work he does in the book. In the game, he's just like, well, oh gosh, where should I go next?
Like this one.
Oh yeah. Huh. What was the killer here?
What was the killer here? But like the word maps ones are like really the funniest, where it's like, is she calm or scared?
Yeah, I love
really good detective work.
The person who they were imagining playing the game, like, okay, wait, is this lady calm and just like screaming, just hiding behind a cabinet and the killer's at her house? Like, is this lady, how is she feeling? Is she feeling good or bad? It's like, come on, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. I wonder who she's hiding from.
Yeah. What is the killer doing here? And one of the answers is like, the clue you have to select is the killer likes to kill. Like, it's like, oh, come on. The UK
there was,
I don't know.
There was something else that I was like, we didn't point out how ridiculous it was during the podcast episode, but one thing that I did like about Murdered Soul Suspect, I loved the little like 2D images of ghosts, like the sprites that would be there. Those were like cool. the coolest parts visually, I think.
I missed like I kind of wanted to talk to some of them, but then it's a way in which like I'm kind of glad that I couldn't. A friend sent me a Reddit thread where someone was saying they wished that there had been better power scaling and description of abilities in Cormac McCarthy's Blood Meridian, and it it upset me, obviously, as a scholar of blood. I was like, oh, this is terrible. But like thinking about that being like, I wish I could talk to the ghosts. That's the same impulse. Some stuff you can't figure out. Some stuff's not going to be there for you. It's just there and interesting.
I'm so sad that I can't just like pop the comments up on the screen today.
I have it open on my other monitor.
Yeah. Okay. The UK covers of Terry Pratchett books. I don't know
what those look like.
I don't know what those look like either, but we'll find out.
Darth
I
Vader
feel like I remember there being very illustrated covers for them, which makes me think that would be what the Discworld ones specifically, probably.
Yeah, I do agree with you. Quoth the Allied taste that most people in Hannibal would be better detectives as ghosts. Oh, those are cool. I don't know if those came up. I doubt it. Those look very British.
They do look very British style, but they might be. They're
very beautiful.
That's probably what's here, though. And then, let's see. I recently enjoyed Darth Vader in the Ghost Prison. Oh.
I don't know that one.
I don't either.
What is Machine? Oh, Heart of the Machine. I'm sorry, I missed the first part. I thought it was some game called Machine. Yeah, it is funny to do it with a detective character. Ronan can't live as a human, and it's sort of framed as if he can't live as a cop because he was a criminal. But instead of drawing some sort of distinction between cop and criminal, it's just Ronan doesn't know how people react or live.
Yeah. I mean, that is kind of what it feels like, is that it is not a human character. It is not someone who has had like a long life of lived experience.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to do. I was a criminal growing up. It's okay, Ronan. Just step on this car and you can travel to other places in the city. Oh, okay, I guess I could try it. I'd find a memory.
There's so many like accidentally really funny scenes that the game sets up, though, like whenever you're helping the other ghost and like you see someone who's like crashed their car into a light post, and it's like a guy being like, I think I was drunk driving, and your first clue is like a bottle of whiskey next to the car, and you're like, this isn't looking good for him.
Yeah.
I think he was drunk driving.
One of the clues was his license plate, which was like, Gary is cool, and his name was Gary. Just like, uh-oh.
I think it's his car.
I think that might not be the best piece of evidence there, Ronan. I think like if you find you've just proven that it's his car that he already told you. Like, oh no, the license plate says Gary. It's as much a confession as I could hope for.
Yeah. And he's like, you should have just been tattooing it the whole time.
No one checks that.
You're earning a new tattoo for this one, dude.
Yeah, Ronan didn't have the drunk driving tattoo. I think that's probably
that's good for him.
Yeah, he didn't have the unsavory crimes tattoos.
Yeah, or like class traitor or anything. So
no, he wasn't. Yeah, he didn't.
Well, he's a cop, so.
Well, okay, so he is, but that was the badge. That's the class traitor tattoo. But he does have the he doesn't have many violent tattoos. Usually they're just like Grand Theft Auto or like I got stabbed and survived.
Yeah, lived again. 8 lives down, 1 to go.
I loved the part where you get the memory of his wife, and it's like she's like, I asked Ronan what the lived get like survived death or cheated death tattoo meant, and he told me he cheated death. I don't know how to feel about this. I guess that was part of her mental illness. She didn't know how metaphors worked.
Yeah, well, maybe that could have been the answer, I guess. That's why she had to keep going to the hospital.
That's important. You got to go to the hospital if you don't know how metaphors work.
Yeah, I got stabbed and survived in sick ass gothic type. I mean, that's just a classic tattoo. It
just is. And then you draw the Grim Reaper over it, and he's saying and then you give him a word bubble.
And there is like the rear view mirror dice like hanging down. A little hula girl.
That's for when you gamble, and then also when you steal a tiki drink. Looks like you ran out on your bar tab tonight, buddy. Son, you're getting a new tattoo. Those cool cups.
And they were all like very professionally done tattoos. It's not like he was getting like stick and pokes, like, you know.
Well, and his dad gave them to him, which was also never really revealed. Like, it's like my dad sat me down and gave me a tattoo, but they're beautiful. Like you'd have to like you'd have to find like a serious tattoo artist in the city in order to be like, I want this. They'd be like, well, that's pretty tough. It's like a very, very carefully done skeleton.
Yeah, black and gray realism or whatever. My father, Kat Von D, did this tattoo for me.
Oh, hey, Code Monkey, how are you? Nice to see you.
Hello.
I don't know if we've been able to make a chat where you've been able to show up. That's great.
Yeah, I'm happy to see you here.
I guess another question I have for the chat is, what crime tattoos have you put on your body and why?
That's something to ponder over. If you were going to confess to all of your crimes in some permanent way, how would you do it? You could go for like sculptures or something instead.
I'd do a modified. I would do a modified portrait of Dorian Gray, where I painted a picture of myself, and in the picture I keep adding the crimes I'm doing. Like if I, like if I held up a liquor store, my picture would then have like a necklace made of gold on it, and I'd be holding a thing of liquor, like to indicate that I got money and alcohol out of it.
Yeah, I think you're not ready for this one. A magic eye.
Ooh, whoa. Yeah. So only people who have the skill.
Standing a certain distance away.
There's just one detective who's like, she's confessed everything, and there's the other detective who can't do it. He's like, I don't see anything. We can't show this to a jury.
Just cross your eyes a little bit.
Juror number 2, are you able to see the 5D shape? It's a stereoscope, juror number 2.
I don't think I've ever seen a game include magic eyes, and I'm not good at them. I'm excellent at magic eyes. To tell me all of them. I can see like vague shapes, but I'm never able to like fully lock it into place. But he can do it so quickly.
I'm like Daniel. It's one of my main skills is that I'm able to just like see a magic eye. It was way more handy during the brief period of time when magic eyes were popular.
Not
so useful now.
So occasionally, mostly like I guess at the op shop or something, someone will have like thrown away a magic eye.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But they used to be in dive bar bathrooms.
Oh, everywhere. Thank you for emailing me, by the way, your crimes.
Yeah,
they would get lost in my massive unread emails file. Currently at 93,312 if my inbox is not lying to me.
There was an educational software that had magic eye in it. Okay, yeah. Well, let's track it down. We're gonna
stream it.
Yeah, and you get to show off.
Can
your
you see
skills.
the magic eye?
You've been bragging about your magic eye skills, but you haven't been tested in so long.
It's true. I could be bad.
You could have been lying. You could have always been lying about it, but there's never one around to really test you on.
Kristen could never do it, and she found out that it was because of like a muscle that she had to sort of like go to rehab for when she was an adult.
Like in her eyes.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, pretty interesting. She just thought she couldn't do magic eyes, but it turned out. I mean, it wasn't dangerous or anything. It was mostly just a nuisance, but good nuisance to figure out. Dinosaur magic eye. I feel like a lot of them were dinosaurs, and then a lot of them were magic tricks. Like Ronan's tattoos would have made great magic eyes, like dice, skulls, wearing top hats and stuff. A thing that just says like Boston on it or whatever. Like,
it's interesting. Like you can do them digitally, so I don't really know why they fell off.
Yeah, it's an odd. It's a strange question. I agree with you. I have a question for you. Do you think that if they could have gotten the licenses for Boston sports teams, they would have made Ronan a Sox and Patriots fan?
Oh, definitely Patriots.
Yeah, no, it would make sense.
I think he might be a new gen Red Sox fan. I don't think he grew up as a Red Sox fan.
Interesting. I think he does seem kind of like that, where it's like his dad was a Red Sox fan and he never saw the hype, and then after they won, he like got really into it, and so like it's that begrudging thing of like, ugh, all right, well, you're a new fan, but we'll bring you in or whatever. Like you didn't suffer with me as a kid.
What's the hockey team? Is that Bruins?
The Bruins, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think
good.
a Bruins guy.
He does strike me as a hockey guy. That's true. He sort of has that like sometimes people with a little bit of an edge are hockey people.
See, I never grew up with hockey people being around. Like I'm unfamiliar with the hockey archetype. There was like a double A, triple A. I don't know. It was a minor league team in Shreveport.
Yeah, I mean those are fun actually. Like they had those in what was that team called? I forget. There's one in sort of the suburbs of Illinois too that I would always drive by. They're cool.
Yeah.
Like we have the Hershey Bears are nearby and the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. Yeah, the Hershey Bears are cute. They're adorable.
I don't know if it was the mud bugs, which is like I don't know if mud bugs is like a nickname for crawfish.
Oh, okay.
So there was like a crawfish. It was a really cute mascot.
Well, that's like my dad. My dad had someone ask him how the bugs are when he was in New Orleans and eating crawfish, how the bugs, and he always tells that story. And I never knew why they called it that, but I guess because mud bugs.
Yeah, I mean they really are a little like is this not one of the best mascots you've seen? I'm
really excited to see what this is going to look like.
Oh, I see.
Mud bugs. Even
like isn't that just like
that's great. Look, it has that extreme like I'm so furious look too. Like a lot of those. Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
It's a good font. I like it. And you don't see a crawfish mascot every day.
I feel like if he didn't have the hockey stick and was holding like a mic or a giant blunt, he could also be an Insane Clown Posse guy. It's probably
many people in Shreveport are.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with being down with the clown. You just gotta do it in moderation, like anything else.
Yeah. No matter what they said, they never hated women. They love women.
They do. They love women and magnets. They know how both work.
That is a classic reference at this point. That's like almost getting to be 20 years old of a reference. I think that came out in like 2010.
Most of my references are like that now. Yeah. It was funny when I taught, like even early on, like the things I would reference, none of the students would get. Like even when I was like 23 and teaching, I would like reference something from TV and they'd be like, I don't know. 5 years younger. I was like, oh God, it's nothing, huh? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah. And
good.
Oh, I was just thinking, like, I was like playing video game. I was playing Overwatch yesterday and I abbreviated I don't think so as IDTS, which I think is a very normal thing. And everyone was like, I've literally never seen that abbreviated before. And I was like, it's probably because you've never talked online to people before. Like, there's probably so many things like, I don't know, just like texting and messaging. That
the only thing I really see anymore abbreviated all the time is if you know, you know, like people will do the ick thing.
Oh, yeah.
But Alexander Dumas also never seen it.
Oh, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm saying I don't think so much that I need shorthand for it.
It's call out corner for Liv. We're calling you out to call you back in, of course.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's what it's all about. I don't know. I do wonder like how much of the way I talk and the way I especially talk online is just outdated to the point that it cannot be otherwise understood. There might be a lot. I do have a question about this though, because it's a great segue into Maali Almeida, and something we didn't talk about on the podcast. But I noticed a lot of people talking about on the Discord. So like the Seven Moons of Maali Almeida is tough to read in some way. It's very easy to read in some ways. It's very like conversational and fun, but it also has like incredibly dense references. And how'd you feel about that? Because these are all references that are not only of course Sri Lankan, but like maybe like a decade prior to both of our times. Maybe more for you.
Yeah, because it's 1990.
Right.
So that's before I was born.
And I was only
and way before I was conscious of things.
I was only 17 at that point. No, I was 5. I was 5 at that point, which, I mean, again, I wasn't conscious of anything. I didn't know what was going on. I don't know what I could remember from 1990. And particularly not like, what it's like to be a person in 1990, which I think is like the main thing that I was like, oh yeah, I don't know any of this from Maali's perspective. Like it really is kind of another world for me to think about the 90s in this way. Like I understand them sort of in the way of like, oh yeah, I grew up then, but as an active person, as an active sort of process growing up, not as a, oh yeah, I grew up and like what I mean is I was 22 and found myself kind of thing. So that was interesting to me. I didn't find it hard in the sense that I didn't understand the book, but I did think that added a lot of depth to it.
Yeah. I think that for me, and the first thing that I actually remember about like the world, like everything was just normal as a child. Y2K is like the first thing I remember actually being like something that I was aware of in the world, and then like 9/11 obviously. Sure. But yeah, definitely nothing from the 90s. Other than like music and stuff. Like I'm not familiar with any like world stuff growing up. But yeah, I think that it's like one of those things where I'm not a person who like everything has to like make sense to whenever I'm like reading a book or watching a movie. If I know that it, like, I can tell whenever it makes sense, like with the logic of the world. Like I'm never going to be like, oh, is that a plot hole or something like that?
Right.
Or is like, why didn't they explain this to me, the reader, in full? As long as it makes sense in the logic of the world, I kind of see how it informs what I'm supposed to be understanding from this world. Then that works for me.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. I mean, this is something that a lot of people do now, where they I'd like Mr. Alexander Doom's point.
Yeah,
knowledgeable about Sri Lankan politics and society. Well, it's this is the plot
built
of Midnight
different.
Children. So yeah, built different, built magically realist. But no, I feel like in some ways this is like the I'm trying to think how to say this. Like a lot of people encounter media this way, where like if something is not immediately explained or understood, they imagine it might be a plot hole. And I run into this a lot, like watching stuff on YouTube with, Oscar Tilly kind of has her own thing. She does it on YouTube a lot, but like Oscar likes cartoons that often come with people making explainers out of them. Like he likes Adventure Time, and he likes
Gravity Falls,
and there's like the Owl House and Amphibia and stuff. And a lot of those shows, he likes watching them and he likes delving into the plot himself, but he'll also watch people talk about them. And like I mentioned this on the show before, but like it can be frustrating and weird because a lot of these people, some of them are quite smart, but like a lot of them are like, this episode doesn't make any sense. So what's going on? And it's like, well, it's just evocative. Like it's a piece of like children's art or like animated art or however, like whatever the show is, it's different, but like it's just evocative. It's like it's providing something. You don't have to make logical sense. It doesn't have to speak to a plot point in the show. It's not lore, right?
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people
imagining people trying to do that with like Courage the Cowardly Dog or something, like trying to make all of the creatures exist in one world. But I think it's like different now. Whenever they're like Adventure Time was made pre-streaming for the most, like it started.
Yeah, it probably butted up against it a little bit, but yeah, mostly it was you caught it on TV.
And Gravity Falls
was too.
I think that they kind of expected people to watch that online like as soon as it came out. But whenever you're like making a show post streaming, it's like you're expecting people to watch things in a row and for it all to make sense together. Whereas like something like Courage or Adventure Time, it's like you watch an episode, you're understanding it while you're watching that episode, and you know how it makes you feel and like what mood it's evoking. If you see another episode in like 6 months or in a year, it's like you don't need to know every single thing that happened up until then. You like it either feels like it fits within the logic of the show or it doesn't.
Yeah, I agree. And like I think like I don't know, like I think the that feeling of experiencing something and enjoying it not non-sequentially or not having to enjoy it sequentially. I feel like now that is like genre locked, where like you have to be like, well, look, like I love non-serialized, or I love things that aren't sequential but have a more sort of like uh an episodic approach. Like it's not, or we're not, or I'm probably using the words interchangeably at this point. I'm sorry, but like, you imagine that as a genre thing where it's like, yeah, I love shows where you can just pick up an episode and go with it, as opposed to that kind of being a part of most shows outside of like soaps and dramas like Dallas or Twin Peaks or something. Now it's just everything, unless it's not. And that I do find that a little frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah. I do too. Even though most of the shows that we watch, we do kind of watch in order now. Like we do start a new show and finish it.
Oh, no, I mean we do too. I kind of wish it really was an artifact of being able to catch something on TV, right? Like it's just on, so you watch it, which is not really how things go anymore, which is fine. I mean, it's not like, we've lost some Elysian realm or something by not being able to like channel surf, but it does. I mean, if there is something I miss out of channel surfing, it's that.
I don't know. Have you been to a hotel recently and turned on the TV and being like locked in, like one that doesn't have Netflix, and you're like locked into whatever's going on? Because it is so much more pleasurable, like to turn on the TV and it's halfway through Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny, and you're like, I'm gonna watch from the 50 to 75% mark of this, and it's like so much fun.
I have found that's pretty fun. Mostly with like the last time we did it, or I had that experience, was when we were in San Diego, and we were there with both kids and Kristen's mom, but it was a massive room, so it didn't really matter. It was fun, not stressful. But the thing about it was, as everyone was getting to bed, they'd want to watch some TV to wind down, and we put on Cartoon Network, but then like when things were like winding down, it's like, well, let's put on something else, and we just watch whatever was on HGTV, and it made me remember just like that experience of watching it and being like, oh, this is filler TV. It's just there. It exists independent of my desires. It's there, and it exists to fill the room. And I don't know,
House Hunters International will always be there.
Oh, and no, you aren't being cringe American at all, HCM. I missed that. I think you're right. Like I also enjoyed the experience of reading someone, and this is like sort of what I like about post-colonial literature in general, like Salman Rushdie and I mean, there's so many people that I could just name off the top of my head, but I'm not going to do that because that's obnoxious. But there's like, I really do enjoy post-colonial literature. And if you're interested, please just ask me and I will tell you some books I like. But I think part of it is just experiencing the sort of political trauma of a country from someone who actually like cares, because it's not quite tourism. It's more just like, it's almost like memoir in a sense, but fictionalized memoir. It's I don't know. It's a good way of experiencing it that doesn't feel dry. It feels immediate.
Yeah. I think how he did it was like so skillfully done, in that it is like, doesn't simplify itself down too much. Like it simplifies itself enough so that it is readable by everyone, but not so that it is that you feel like you have understood everything there is about the political situation here. Like, I'm giving you this one glimpse of it. There's no good guys. Like, it would feel like tourism if they were like, if it felt like you got all of the information, or if you felt like you were supposed to understand exactly all of these pieces, like that, like it's too big of a ecosystem to be able to understand all of it within like the realm of a novel, but you feel like you know enough of it to get the important part, which is like the empathizing with Maali and his processing of everything that's going on.
Totally. Yeah. I think that's really interesting, because like it is true that the fact that Maali switches between things, and even the way he talks about stuff where he's just like, oh yeah, that lady, like the earliest moment this happens is when he's in the waiting room and he meets the woman behind the desk, and he's like, oh, I remember you. You're that professor who got shot because what she wrote about the Tamil tigers. And I thought it was really interesting. It's sad he got shot. And she's like, yeah, okay, thanks. And then his focus is interested in that, but then goes immediately to like, hey, you used my photo without permission though. And it's like this sort of like hyper focused, like the immediacy of his life in particular. Like he's kind of an unabashedly, I don't want to say like self-centered because that's not quite right, but the universe revolves around his perception of it in a very like real and sort of almost even I don't know, he almost admits to it, I guess I'd say. Like he's kind of like clearly, yeah, I'm like this. I care about the people around me. I care about the things that I do. I care about my photos and my boyfriend and stuff like that, right? And I think that sort of approach to the world where what's important is what's important to the focal narrator, or the because it's you, it's not quite the narrator, but like the focal point of the novel, the free and direct discourse is like, I don't know, it makes for a really interesting and non-touristy way of approaching it, because it really is, you're just a tourist in one person's mind then.
And it doesn't really even tell you like how you're supposed to feel about like his work. Like obviously it is very important to him and it feels like it should be very important, but it is also like either you took my photograph without my permission, or things like, yeah, you took photos of dead bodies. Did it change that there was dead bodies, or
right?
Did it change anything?
And the whole text is really like the novel that is focused on this question of like, well, what does his work mean to him? But I think that's also why it's kind of brilliant in that, like, yes, the novel cares about this a lot, but its answer is not necessarily the same as Maali's answer, right? Like the answer you determine as the reader is not entirely the same as the answer that Maali comes back with. And I think like, the fact that he is working through his own death in a different way than the reader is it's pretty brilliant. Like it's pretty remarkable.
Do you think that this is like a genre of things that is like repeated as like this? Because I feel like I saw something recently that was also like a detective investigating their own death. Is this like does this have like a lineage to it? Are these the first things that you have read?
Good question.
Are like this?
I can't think of it. Although I would say like it probably has some commonality with Sherlock Holmes has some stuff with like that with the Reichstag Falls. Or that's not what it is. So whatever falls it is. I
think that's right, isn't it?
Well, it's the Reichstag fire. Like Sherlock Holmes Falls, Reichenbach Fall. Close.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But yeah, Reichenbach Fall. Like I feel like that's a little bit like solving your own murder, but that's also kind of the preoccupation with like being at your own funeral that you get in Tom Sawyer. So I don't know if it's necessarily like a ghost solving their own murder in that way, but I think that I feel like there are genre. You can look at something like Memento, maybe, where it's like, hey, you don't know what's going on, but you have to figure out what's going on. You have to figure out your own life and the thing that's going to hurt you before it does, kind of thing. And I think that is similar. It rhymes,
yeah. That's what I was saying. Like on the podcast, I think I said it on the podcast, was that both of these are kind of like amnesia text as well, because it is like so much about like they're still familiar with their lives, but they don't remember like the events that led up to it. So even something like recently, like Project Hail Mary was like an amnesia text that he's like, and he doesn't know why he's on this rocket ship and has to kind of like slowly like
right. And as
not really detective his way through it, but
in neither game is there a concrete monster. No rock monsters in either the game or the novel.
No,
not really.
No.
But that's okay. You can't have everything. And I think probably, the rock monster is not necessary to the genre itself. But no, in all seriousness, I think you're right. Like the amnesia text is it's a really good point, because like the mystery here ceases being a mystery if they have memory of their life, right? It's of course like, who killed me? Well, I know who killed me. Right? Like that, isn't that the name of a movie? I Know Who Killed Me. Like isn't
it the Lindsay Lohan movie where she's like a stripper? Yeah. I never saw it.
I never saw it either. I just know that it's called that. But like if you did in fact know, oh, this person killed me, right? It it ultimately just leaves you in a place where like, okay, well, now you're a ghost and you have to exact vengeance. And that's different altogether. It's not a mystery. So I think, you've keyed in something really important there, which is like either you have to have amnesia or it has to be a thing of like, when you're a ghost, you like, the person was wearing a mask and you have to uncover it that way. Or like when you're a ghost, all your memories go away. Or else solving your own murder simply becomes like a diegetic exercise where you're just like, okay, well, I know.
Whenever this game was set in Salem, did you feel like it necessarily was going to have to be about the witch trials, or that was a little much, a little bit on the nose?
I thought it when I saw Annabelle for the first time, like, like
yeah, truly,
is that
like
her? That's
Wednesday
also the name of that
Addams.
doll. Yeah, the Wednesday Addams looking. It's like, okay, fine. It's gonna be about the witches, huh? Like, I think the ridiculous thing about that is, you're basically setting it up where you're in Salem and it's an interesting colonial town, right? Like that's the thing about Salem. It's cool. Like there's a lot of interesting architecture and stuff like that. But unless you're willing to say like, okay, well, we're gonna set this in Williamsburg or like Yorktown or like even like Boston, right? Like these places that also have this colonial element to them. I feel like you can't do anything in Salem without making it about the witch trials. I feel like that is just like something that does not happen anymore. Like it can't be done.
I think Salem's a really interesting place. I think that there should be some interesting story about it that is not like directly about the witch trials, but also just about the ecosystem that it currently lives in. Like you said that you haven't been there, but it's so much about like modern witches and stuff. Like there's like modern witchcraft stores there that are like very like bougie, almost like the Apple store of witch being a witch.
Well, it's like that bumper sticker that was around a lot when we were younger that we are the daughters of the witches you didn't burn.
Oh, I thought you were going to say my other car is a broom.
Oh, well, that one's good too. But like any of those, right? Like where it's like wearing your witchiness as a sort of like personal expression, and like how that changes, of course, from the hippies and the earlier sort of like naturalist folks to like a more branded thing as it becomes more modern. I think you're right. Like there's something really interesting about that in Salem, because Salem is like the epicenter of it.
Yeah. What question do we want to pose to people? I think there's something very funny about it. Like, what is the equivalent event that would have to be, that if you set a story there that it has to be about?
Yeah.
I don't even know how to phrase that question.
Well, I don't know how to phrase it either, but I like the question because it's sort of like, well, what if you set a story in September 2011 or 2001? And it's like, well, it's going to be about 9/11.
Yeah.
It's like all those, do you ever get those Instagram reels on your feed where it's like getting a tattoo today versus getting a tattoo in 2001? And like the getting a tattoo today is like, hey, do you take walk-ins? The person's like, yeah, come on up. And it's like in 2001, he's just like, hey, do you take walk-ins? Oh my God, what's that happening on the TV? I guess like what places can you think of that always always prompt the same stories? Or
yeah,
Chernobyl. That's a good answer. That's a great answer. Yes, I mean Chernobyl's always. I guess that's sort of it's a little overdetermined because of course in life it's that way too. But I think that's a great one. I also think Ampers's point about Victorian London, almost always, if you're in the streets of Whitechapel, someone will mention that terrible butcher.
See, this is like really interesting. You could come up with like all of these places, create an anthology of stories about the things that are not about the, like a story in Salem that's not about the witch trials, and Chernobyl that's not. I don't see what would happen in Chernobyl if it wasn't Chernobyl.
That's the tricky part. Yeah, Chernobyl's a tough one that way. It's a great answer, but it's like
it could be a rom-com in the days before.
It could be. two people who just work there, and they keep like saying, have you seen that they're putting a new power plant in? Like, I don't care. Just move on with the story. I guess, like, you know, there's a lot of, I feel like Japan has a lot of this where, like, if you set something in, like, not necessarily in terms of like areas, because I feel like a lot of people don't know, and I mean, I'm one of them, like the specific areas of Japan and what they are. But I feel like if you have like a temple, right? Like if a temple shows up, it's like, oh, this will be like either spiritual or spooky. Like it's gonna be one or the other. And it's like, it can't just be an incidental temple, right? Like we saw in I will say, I have to say again, I don't know if I said this in the podcast or not, but playing Murdered Soul Suspect was rough because it just made me think about how much I was playing, how much I wanted to play. And now I'm forgetting the name of the game. Ghostwire Tokyo.
It did, yeah. At times I was like, this feels kind of parallel to that. There's really no excuse for how much I enjoyed playing Murdered Soul Suspect. Like because it was like playing Ghostwire Tokyo in some ways, but you didn't have to do all the combat stuff. Like I love like a walking simulator, honestly. And it was kind of like a more involved walking simulator where it didn't feel so much like walking straight through a narrative. I was like having fun walking around. I don't know.
There was a lot of parts that were fun. I think it was more fun as an idea than a game. Maybe that's how to say it. Like there were parts of it where it was like quite enjoyable as like a concept. Like, oh, I'm solving a mystery and I'm walking around Salem and like I'm this guy who's trying to like, what happened to me? And you know, I'll get to delve through my old life. And in practice, that's not what you do, right? In practice, that's not really what happens. So
it could have been other things. Like it feels like it could have been, you know, set like in an old west like ghost town. Like that could have been cool for it to not be about the witch trial. Just because how it handled the witch trials was like so stupid. And like usually whenever a narrative is so stupid, like there's no amount of like the game otherwise being enjoyable that will make me overall enjoy it. But like also the gameplay for it was not very interesting. Like there's no excuse for
cozy.
why.
I think it's because it was cozy. It legitimately is like, why don't we write a story about a witch in the Alps or whatever? But it was done long ago about a crusty white detective. But it's just cozy. It's cozy fic. Like I feel like in some ways it kind of has that to it. Like I feel the same way about it when I enjoyed it. The parts I enjoyed felt the same as like watching a British mystery does to me, where it's just like, oh, I know how this goes. I know this genre. I can like, and now I'm playing it. Like I'm enjoying it. I'm in it and I'm walking around the town. I'm looking for clues and there's ghost stuff. Like all that stuff is very cozy.
Yeah. I think too is like, they don't make games so much anymore that aren't trying to be great or meaningful in some ways. Like there was no part of this where they were like, we are going to meaningfully get at something about the witch trials or something about killers you know, motivations or anything like that. Like it was fine being exactly what it was and like not trying to like, and also I mean his wife did have like mental health problems, but it wasn't like this game is now about depression or something.
Well, they didn't even say what they are.
It wasn't and it wasn't like he's processing his grief. Like he had really no grief at any. It didn't affect anything that was going on in the game at all. Whereas I feel like if it was made now, it would have been so much more about his grief and it would have been like hard to move through.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's the difference between this game and something like Heavy Rain, right? Where like Heavy Rain was all about like, what does it mean when you lose a child? And then this one, it's, oh, the killer shot me and now I got to figure out how to get back at him. It's like, yeah, all right, cool. That's better. I do think like it suffered a little from being not so sure what it wanted to do. And like, again, like this is not something that Maali Almeida's suffered with in that like Karunatilaka like clearly knows what he wants to do with this text. And like, it is very purposeful and very good. Like, I think it's like, it's a fairly masterful text in a lot of ways. Not so in Murdered Soul Suspect, where like you're not quite sure if it wants to do Is it doing a mystery? Is it doing a pulp thing? Is he supposed to be like a hard-boiled detective? Is it an emotional thing? Is it like he's dealing with the trauma of his wife dying, and then him dying? Is it some sort of like discussion about redemption? It's kind of none of them. And I feel like if it was like, well, we're going to do Max Payne, or we're going to do this, we're going to do that, like it would be better for having a focus.
Yeah, it was kind of aimless, but I mean, like in a way that was like it really didn't go all in on any of the things that it was trying to do in terms of like exploration and collecting stuff or the main narrative.
I think as far as like a plot-based game, it's not the same mechanically. So like it's not a walking simulator. It's more like I don't know, kind of like a Breach first-person shooter. But I feel like what is that game called? Now I'm gonna forget the name of the game. Where are you, desktop? Oh, it's gone. It's one of the games that the I'll get back to me. I'll remember it in a second.
In the meantime, there is a list that the author came up with of books that helped inspire the Seven Moons of Maali Almeida. Do you have any guesses what are going to be on this list?
I mean, I've called my shot here a couple times, and I'm sure I'm going to be wrong, but I'm going to say one was probably Midnight's Children.
Okay. Anything else you want to say before we get into the list?
How about
I don't think I've read any of the books on this list, honestly.
Some of the Parker novels, maybe they might be one of them, and then I don't know. It sort of reminds me of that one, unfortunately now, but it's a good novel. It's unfortunate, but that one Neil Gaiman novel, but I don't think it would probably be on there either. What are they?
What was? Okay.
Neverwhere or Never.
Oh yeah. Orcs and Crake.
Cloud Atlas. That's up. Yeah, that is a good book. I've read that actually. That's a lovely book.
Have you read any Margaret Atwood?
I have not read any Margaret Atwood. I should, but it never came up on my reading list, and it was something that kind of like got lost in the shuffle. But Orcs and Crake I know is supposed to be very good.
Cloud Atlas I've never read, but I have seen the movie that has made it the last year that you could put Hugo Weaving in yellow face before.
In all fairness, Cloud Atlas is excellent. It's a wonderful book. I think it's very different from the movie.
Deadwood City.
I know Choose Your Adventure books. These are just like the old I've read some of those.
Yeah, I recently read a book that at the 80% mark changed to a Choose Your Own Adventure book as like kind of like a meta thing. I didn't really enjoy the book, but
I mean, I can understand.
That's all right. What was it even called? Coup de Grace.
Oh, okay.
And
by the way, I should say before I forget, the game I was trying to think of was El Paso Elsewhere. I think that does the plot of this game a little, the sort of like, it's not quite about trauma, but it is kind of about trauma. I think El Paso Elsewhere is very good at that, and it's not the same type of game, but I would recommend it to anyone. It's quite good.
Yeah, I think that it would have been a neat gimmick, except for I was listening to it on audiobook, and so then you just have to like listen to all of the options in a row, which
that's terrible.
Once it happens at the 80% mark, you're not like, oh, I'm gonna track down a physical version of this book to switch to. But yeah, no, I listened to all the options.
You should not offer that as an audiobook at that point. Like I don't want to tell people what to do with their books, but if you know your book is going to be you cannot offer it as it's like, oh, no, read by the author. It's like, well, how? Talk to me about how. Like I want to know as a consumer before. Like I want to know that this is going to be a bit of an experiment on your part.
And it's not too bad on Libby. Like you can change it so that you can change what chapter you're on. But if you're reading like a real choose your own adventure book, like you might go to the chapter that tells you to, but you're also going to skim past the other
You're
one.
gonna go back
You
and
want to
stuff.
know, you want to know what's going on. Okay. So that was the most recent choose your own adventure book that I've read. Although I was recently at Daniel's childhood home and found that he has a big collection of choose your own Sonic adventures.
Ooh. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Thinking about reading some Sonic books pretty soon.
I mean, let's go. Always choose Lincoln in the Bardo. Oh, Lincoln. What is that picture of George Saunders?
I know. It's like a Chuck Wendick kind of picture.
Yeah. Oh, George Saunders. You're giving soy. No, I've been meaning to read Lincoln in the Bardo. I've heard that's wonderful, actually.
Yeah, I have not read it either, but it's so interesting. There is a Neil Gaiman.
Oh, look at that!
Here.
I can see it as like a Sandman thing. Like, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah,
we don't like Neil Gaiman, but his work is like everywhere. It's tough.
Yeah, and I feel really bad for like the people who were like working on adaptations of his stuff.
Oh yeah, the Sandman people got like it was just like, oh great, now it's over.
Yeah, and like I think a new season of Good Omens just came out, and it's like that. That's hard. And I think there was something else that was like the Dead Boy Detectives Club, something. I think it was like an original thing that he was doing for Netflix. Like there's so many people that are employed by these things, and it's like it's different than someone like Rowling, which you can say she uses the money from this specifically to do evil stuff with, whereas like he's using his that's more personal. It's hard to say like
interesting
how much you want to like not watch anything that's an adaptation.
Right, exactly. It's awful. As Amper's points out, also Good Omens is a lot of it's Terry Pratchett, who is guiltless.
Yeah. Because he had like outlined some like future ideas for Good Omens or something. I didn't watch it past the first season. But I'm wearing a Tori Amos shirt today, but they were like BFFs, and he's like the godfather of her child. And so that was like a well,
that's very traumatic for her.
Yeah. And she's like, I don't know if she created Rain or if she just like had a huge kind of like charity push for getting Rain. Do you know what Rain is?
I don't. I was gonna ask.
It's like a rape hotline. Like that was like a big part of her platform, and so it's like very
Well, and her music deals with a lot of issues around that.
Yeah, I knew that the like Good Omens book was co-written, but Neil Gaiman was also like, since they wrote like seasons that are past like the events of the book, was saying that there was like ideas, I guess, that Terry Pratchett had worked on. Like it wasn't like he was just writing. Okay, Good Omens is Gaiman's debut novel. He came to Pratchett with the idea, and the two wrote the story collaboratively. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. I've never really read any Terry Pratchett other than I don't think I ever even finished Good Omens, so something to look into.
Yeah,
I think it's one of those things where his work, it's definitely one of those things where you're supposed to like look at a graphic to tell you where to start. And because it's like one of those things that's so interlinked.
But every time I think of that, I just think of our friend Paul and his graphic about how to read Hunter x Hunter.
Hunty x Hunty, yeah.
Hunty x Hunty, yes. What else? What other books?
Okay. Blood Meridian.
Oh, wonderful. I can see they're not similar books, I don't think, but I can sort of see how history is read in those different ways.
Yeah. About finding the poetry in violence and despair.
I mean, that is what it's about in some ways. Yeah. I've never read Galapagos. I like
a lot. Whenever I looked at this like a couple weeks ago, and I looked at this book, and it's like a very underread one, narrated by a ghost a million years in the future, an irreverent and darkly funny novel where a group of human survivors are slowly evolving into a series of weird and wonderful creatures. See, that sounds fun.
That does sound fun, actually. And honestly, when Vonnegut writes weird stuff, it always hits. Like I think what is that called? The book on Ice Nine. Oh boy. Ice Nine is Cat's Cradle. One of my favorite Vonnegut's, because just it's about, I mean, it's a truly strange and troubling and weird book, and it's basically perfect. Like it's a wonderful novel. So I think, I mean, obviously Slaughterhouse-Five.
That's the only
God
one
bless
I've
you,
read.
Mr. Rosewater. I love Vonnegut, but I've never read Galapagos.
I have Cat's Cradle on my shelf though, so I can.
It's very little. It's very short, and it's wonderful. Oh, yeah, I buy it. I can see it. Absolutely have read all of Hitchhiker's Guide.
Have you?
Yes, like around like when I started college. It's a fun book.
Yeah, I again have never read it, but have I'm sure watching the movie once many years ago is
it's good. I think like Amper's describes, and also I should go soon because it's almost time for me to expire. But I figure we'll get through this list first. But I did want to note on Pratchett that or Amper's point on Pratchett, it's like turning into old TV shows like we discussed earlier. You can pick up anywhere, you won't be lost. There's that feeling in Hitchhiker's Guide as well. Like you have to get a little into it, and like, you know, there's the beginning and stuff, but it's like a lot of little like tangents and little moments, and I think vignettes, I guess, and you know, it can be goofy and nerdy in the way that you're just kind of rolling your eyes, but like it is funny. Like it's genuinely quite funny.
Yeah. No, I've seen enough references to it, I guess, throughout the years to feel like I've become acquainted with the world in some way.
The way Karunatilaka talks about flying on the wind is definitely that's very Douglas Adams. I didn't even think of that, but you can see that influence right there for sure.
And just like a sense of kind of like humor about things.
Yes, absolutely.
Also, haven't read this one, which was this was like the most
I don't know that one.
Really, it was a co-winner of the Booker Prize in 2019. Like, I guess this was like by far the favorite to win was Girl, Woman, Other, but Margaret Atwood had her sequel to The Handmaid's Tale out that year, and they gave a joint Booker, and I think it might be the only time they ever gave a joint Booker, and it just felt a little bit disrespectful.
Yeah, seriously. I'll have to check that out, Girl, Woman. I'm gonna write that down.
And then the last one.
I'm on the wrong tab. Yeah, I knew it. Called my shot. That is such a good. He's such the goofiest. Can you imagine him like just like running into him and Padma Lakshmi, and you're like, oh, are you guys like chilling? And the Padma would be like, no, we're married. Currently, we are married. And not anymore. I don't think they're married anymore. But just the goofiest looking guy. But can't deny that book. That book is remarkable. Everyone should read that book. It's very good.
Yeah. So I thought that was a pretty interesting list.
I am very interested. That's a wonderful find, Liv. Nice work.
Oh, thank you. It was really, really hard to find.
Well, I know. So. It's like the hardest thing in the world, I think. Probably.
Well, thank you to everyone for coming. I had so much fun chatting with everyone, and
this was great.
Yeah, I hope you come to our next one, which should be at the end of June.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, because we were a little bit late on this one. But our next one will be Ursula K. Le Guin's The Lathe of Heaven and Psychonauts. So we're talking about invading dreams and power to change things in dreams.
Oh, I thought we agreed we were doing the works of James Joyce and the complete Final Fantasy series next to each other.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, we'll do that. We'll do the other one later. It's fine. No, Lathe of Heaven and Psychonauts. I can't wait. Should be really fun.
Yeah, and then, obviously we'll do a short one where we read like all of Moby Dick and Les
Yeah.
Mis for the same episode.
Yeah, no, it's a middle of the road one. People can kind of do it or not. You've probably read Moby Dick 8 times now, like everyone has. God, what a good book though.
We could do Moby Dick and Oprah Din.
We should do Moby Dick and Oprah Din and that game about where you play as the shark. It was like, really,
what's that?
What was that game called? I recorded on it with Scott Benson one time, but we talked about it for 1 second. Game you play as shark. It's Maneater. It is a truly goofy game. It is the weirdest game. But good, but very fun. Yeah, worth one's time, I would say. It is a perfect 7 out of 10 game.
Is this something that Scott said, hey, I want to talk about this game. You need to play it so we can talk about it?
Yes, he did. It was a long time ago, but he was like, we should talk about Maneater. This game is wild.
Yeah. Actually, that sounds pretty fun.
Genuinely. It's a neat game. I haven't thought about it in a while, but it's really, really fun.
Yeah. I will have to check that out. I kind of am pro anything where the animals bite back. So
and yeah, it's very much a animals push back against humans who are polluting things. So it's a bit of a power fantasy that way, which is not so bad. It's not a bad thing.
No, they're
it's voiced by Chris Parnell. Chris Parnell as the narrator in it. So that's fun.
Is it like a comedy game or Chris Parnell's just doing it?
It has funny elements. It's not a serious game. It's not goofy in the way that Earthworm Jim is or something, I guess, if that makes sense. It's it doesn't take itself very seriously, but the game itself is you are a shark and you're eating people and animals and stuff. It's great. It's fun.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. All right.
Well, thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. This was so fun.
Yeah, we will. You'll hear us again soon on the podcast, but we will have another live show in just
a couple months.
2 months. Yeah,
not bad at all. It's like it's tomorrow.
It's like it's tomorrow.
All right. Thanks.
Here it is tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Shoot, you're right.
It's exactly like it's tomorrow. Well, I was thinking it's May here, but it's not May for you. So
May worst. It's May worst here, not May 1st.
But yeah, I'm glad you could make it too.
Yeah, really, really nice you could make it. Thanks, Amherst. Thanks, everyone, for coming.
All right, bye.